Welcome back to our next episode of my channel, peeps. Dupree Fox Talk. Today we're going to speak about life is 10% of what happened to us and 90% of how we react to it. So peeps, it doesn't matter what happened. What happened does not matter. Well, it matters because some of the time it can be real tragic. Yeah, but that is just 10% of what happened. The next 90% of how we react to stuff that happened to us. Yeah, I said it. If you respond to something negatively, you're gonna have a negative result. If you respond to something positively, you're gonna have a positive result. So, the way how we react to stuff, the way the stuff react back to us. If you're just there and somebody come and just thump you in the face or slap you, they're gonna start a big fight. And the two of them are gonna fight. But I'm not to say you're not supposed to defend yourself. You're supposed to defend yourself, yes? But don't let nobody take advantage of you. But it's not that the point here. That's what I'm getting to. The way how we react to stuff will react back to us. And the way how we react to it, that will play out in the way how this thing is get handled or get dealt with. Yeah, it might seem like it's not fair some of the time, but it's the way how we react to stuff make the outcome of this stuff happen the way how it plays out. Yeah, so if you react to something negatively, a bad situation, and you react to it negatively, you're gonna have a negative impact. The impact of what happens at the end is gonna be negative. So it doesn't matter. You see, before you do anything, you think first. You stop and think. And look at all the good side of the thing and look at all the bad side of the thing. And then you react. So when you react, you will know exactly how you are gonna react. You just something up now, you just react at the no. Stop and think first before you react. So when you stop and think and then you act accordingly, that action will dictate what's happening in the end. While most people get a lot of bad results and a lot of things that they do, they react to stuff immediately without thinking. Yeah, they react to stuff immediately without thinking, please. So you got to think first before you react. Take at least a 10 seconds and think of what you're gonna do before you do something. Just don't that something happen you react. No. You stop and you think and look and all the positive outcome that can happen if you take that direction you're gonna take. You look at all the negative reaction that same action will bring if you take that action, and then you weigh your pros and cons. And if it's more good and less bad, or less bad and more good, so you will decide how to react. So if you see it's more negative, then you know you got to think a lot more before you react, before you proceed to what you're gonna do, right? So some of the time I know, peeps, I know what letter you're gonna say. If stuff happen, you don't have time to think. I know, I really know. Cause this gets me a lot of times too. You just react. And when something happens, we live in Jamaica. You know what's our favorite speech in Jamaica? If me did know, wouldn't do that. Don't let that saying catch you, Pete. Do not let that saying catch you. If you think about what you're gonna do before you do it, and you know, alright, say I see somebody or something, I'm gonna take it without that person's permission, so that I will be stealing it. I'm gonna think to myself, if I steal this, if I get caught, He said, I'm going to go to jail or I'm going to get some beaten. So is it worth it? So I probably could steal it and get away. Yeah, I can steal it and get away. Yes, so that's the next option. So that's the good part. I could steal it and get away. But I could steal it and get caught. I could go to prison. I could lose my life. So when you think about all these stuff now, then you got to draw back and look and see if doing that specific action is really worth it. Yes, peeps. Yes, peeps. See if that action is really worth it. Some of the time it's not worth it. So you got to stop and think before you act, and you won't have to say, if me did know. Don't be that person. Think before you act. I know it's hard, but think before you act, and a lot of stuff will go easy. Like I said, life is 10% of what happened to us and 90% of how we react to it. So if we react to it in a positive light, the outcome is going to be positive. If we react to it in a negative light, it's going to be negative. But if we avoid all of that, you stop and you think before you act, and then you always act the right way. Peeps, I think I said enough. I think that is it. I know it's hard, but try to follow this. It takes a lot of practice. It's not something that you're just going to get right away. It's going to take a lot of practice. But eventually, if you practice long enough, you will get it. Yes, peeps. So, like I always said, keep yourself and your family safe in this crazy time that we're living in. Out until the next video. Peace.